What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Challenge After Show. Tonight, we're talking about the Challenge Spies, Lies, and Allies, Season 37, Episode 14, Mavericks. Woo! That's a lot to say. And this episode had it all. But before we get into the episode, we want to tease something to you guys. Starting this week, we are going to be covering All-Stars, our All-Stars After Show right here on Patreon, though. So you got to go over to our Patreon at The Challenge After Show. It's super easy to find. Patreon.com/The Challenge After Show.
If you're watching this right now, look in our info and you can click on the link to our Patreon.
There's going to be a link there, but they're already going to see it because I've already edited this together. Boom. Yes, there will be a link there to go right to our Patreon because probably Friday morning, we're going to talk about what happened on Thursday night in the season premiere of All-Stars Season 2, which looks pretty damn good. And I'll say by the trailers, right away, I'm rooting for my man, Brad. He's my guy. I feel like he's going to be my dude. He lost his job during the pandemic. He talked about it.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, how do I not root for him to win some money? He needs it.
Yep.
You know? Anyway.
Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah, well, hey.
This guy.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, this show was jam-packed with a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
We both had to do some research on what the hell happened to Ashley, and we are going to tell you everything that we found about that. But I think the first thing that we need to talk about is some of those, what do I like to call them?
Vignettes.
My vignettes, I like to say.
Yeah, vignettes.
There's a couple pretty good ones here.
Oh, yeah.
Which was your favorite? I'll let you choose what we talk about first. Because I'm still.
Well, I mean, I was even on the second page of my notes, but one of them actually was funny. Logan on Sapphire, great.
I thought that the commentary with Devin and Kyle when they're looking down at Nelson,
that was the funniest.
Finally,
the funniest thing in the world.
Did we finally get some good comedy on the show tonight? Because Tori has a one-liner that we'll get to later. I thought her one-liner was funny.
Oh yeah,
I was like, I'm laughing out loud finally watching. Can we get more jokes in that are actually good like this again? Like
yes, and it's really funny watching everyone squirm when they get, well, I guess there's so much in here. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Yeah, the opening vignette, definitely, I just have to give a shout out to. One I wrote, like, it's funny, Amanda really doesn't like Tori. Like, I don't, clearly as a person, and I don't know why, because I've been enjoying, I mean, I guess I understand why in her perspective, but boy, she really doesn't. And then I wrote Nelly, like, this is where Corey and I used to walk up.
I know. That was like, that was hilarious that those that they were dude, I heard some rumors, and maybe it's not them that fight, but I heard that Amanda, and it makes sense now, Amanda and Tori have like some confrontation during the reunion. So
well, sure.
It makes, after watching this episode, I'm like, oh, this makes a lot more sense to me now.
Yeah,
so
I mean, even
where does it stem from? Do we even know? I mean, if people tell us in the comments below if you know where the confrontation between Amanda and Tori stems from. They were both on Are You the One?
Tori. Amanda is always dogging Tori on Twitter with like things that, like, you're in the right technically, but it's like, who cares? So obviously it's personal. I don't think it's anything. I think she just doesn't like her, because she'll say like, God, how dare Tori? And I'm like, really? Because I've been enjoying Amanda this season, but I really love Tori. And Tori's like, apparently Amanda, I don't think Tori even knows that they're enemies, but Amanda really doesn't like her for whatever reason. I don't think it stems from anything legitimate, because I've been kind of following it.
Yeah.
Tori thinks it's one of those things where Amanda's like, she's fake. And I'm like, I don't think those things are fake. They're just, like the thing, she's the kind of person that thought it was really, how dare she get Amber and start all this, that's fake. Like one of those things where it's like, is it fake? I just don't think she doesn't like her. I think she just doesn't like her. And
with everything that Amanda is saying to Tori tonight, still, in this season, Amanda's my favorite character this season. She just is. I don't know why. I can't help but root for her every episode. I'm just like, and obviously we'll get into what she did tonight, but we actually got a mini Corey payoff. Like, it wasn't going to be, I think, as giant, because Corey said he was going to go in there and just lose. I don't think Amanda's going to do that. I think she's going to try and prove her worth to Emerald, but we still got, thank God we got it too. But then there's some stuff, I have some issues with some other stuff that happened with that. But all right.
I mean, there's so much.
The one more thing in the vignettes I think we need to talk about, Pam, is Josh talking to Amanda. And I have to say this, I'm not happy about it. And I want to say it how I wrote it down, because I said, okay, my God, it's official. Josh is a main character. He's not just some side guy that whines every once in a while. He's literally a focal point on storylines almost every episode. And this is not good for viewers of the challenge, because he's just not a good. I don't know if there's anyone out there that's like, yes, more storylines for Josh. I love this. I love listening to him talk and speak and say his piece. No, I'm done. And there's a much bigger storyline with Josh that they didn't show tonight, which is unreal. That's the one I did want to see, but apparently MTV was too afraid to show it. Let's be real. They were too afraid to show it, and we're going to get into what that storyline is later. That's a teaser right there.
I don't understand why. First of all, I wrote in all caps. I don't know if you can see my note. Josh saying, I want to run my final with my friend. Like, all of a sudden, this is the Josh show. And I'm like, did they? Like, Josh is the most protected, precious boy ever to be on MTV. Like, this guy, we'll get into it later, but you say something against him, you're gone. You fight with him, he's not gone, you're gone. Like, what is going on? I feel like he's got something on a producer. It's like blackmail. It is literally funny to watch, because it's like this guy who's not a good competitor is getting this great edit. He's running the show. It's like he's Bunham and Murray's nephew or something, and no one can.
All right, listen to this. Like, I cannot believe you said that about the producers. Let me read you someone wrote something on the Challenge Shade Room. The Challenge Shade Room, which I follow it. The Challenge Tea is still my number one, but I still like the Challenge Shade Room as well. And they write they took a picture of the episode and they wrote, "That's it for episode 14 of the challenge. What are y'all thoughts?" Right? And people start commenting. And the first comment that's at the top of this list says, "Wish Josh would stop coming on the show, sad face." And someone replies to that person, says, "The producer likes to keep him on the show because they're friends," and then this kind of face. Now, I don't know if it's true, but hell, you just said it by accident. So who is this producer? How are Josh and your friends? Tell us in the comments below.
And we'll take it to more. Okay, I'm going to have so many conspiracies that we might have to save for Patreon, because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but given the information we have and then putting things together, it's like.
Well, speaking of Patreon, this week we're covering the first episode of All Stars, so check us out on Patreon.
Yes.
See, I brought it back up again.
When we cover All Stars, and maybe we'll talk conspiracies, because man, just somebody up there in the challenge world is looking out for Josh.
Oh, I've got one.
Never seems to have any accountability, but if you offend Josh, boom, you're done. Boom, you're done. So
I mean, I have a huge conspiracy coming up later that's going to involve Ashley and maybe someone else that you don't want to talk about, but maybe I won't say anything. Here we go.
All right. Well, and again, my other comment before we get into all that is poor Big T. She's really getting, but then I do eat my words. It seems like everybody feels the same way you do. I was like, she's okay. She does okay sometimes. No, everyone's like, good God. And you're okay with coming to our team?
I know. And I wrote it. I'm going to try not to be mean about it tonight, but I wrote down a bunch of not so nice things. So I'll read to you. I wasn't going to mention this, but I'll read it anyways. Big T wants to be on Sapphire, and Logan clearly does not want her there. CT as well does not want her there. I guess there are people on Team Dan is what I wrote down. I wrote Big T is bad, but those are the words that Logan used. He said she's bad. And then Josh at the end of the episode says, well, she brings good vibes. So I'm like, well, okay, that's the only thing she brings. But that's my opinion. I know you don't like it, but
no, I agree with you. Now, I'll tell you when I ate my words, when we get back to that. I'm going to tell you when I flipped over to Team Dan. So.
All right. Well, so let me bring up that Josh and Amanda thing real quick. Okay. So Josh does admit, because kind of Amanda gives him an ultimatum. She goes, if I win, if I have to go into an elimination, I'm coming to Team Emerald. I'm going to have to take one of these girls' spots. Josh, who do you like? Well, he picked Casey as his number one. And then Casey's with Nani, and he's also friends with Nani. So he picks Nani as number two. So that leaves only Tori left. And then, that's going to bite him in the ass. Why would he even say any of this?
Why would he say anything? Right.
Right.
Why is it up to Josh? I want to run my final. This is my time. Like, Josh, I want to be like, are you insane?
And now I know he's a friend. He's friends with Amanda, so I get it. But at the same time, you know Amanda's going to use any dirt she has on you because she's a smart competitor, not the strongest. However, in the elimination tonight, she showed she's pretty damn strong. She did not look tired out the entire time. So I just thought Josh kept his mouth shut and said, hey, look, I'd love to have you on my team. Right. If it works out that way, great, done. Stop talking about it.
I'm not the boss of like, that's like that is not, I'm not the boss of your decisions. Like, I don't understand why he would give any name. I also feel like, how dare he act like Tori, I think, is the heart and soul of all the, I mean, not just because I like her, but remember that season when they threw her in and threw her in and threw her in. It's like, at least I get Casey's a good competitor, but she's good at just stuff.
And if Josh,
not that good.
Well, let's talk about this though, Pam. If Josh really wants to win, who's a stronger competitor? Tori or Nani? It's Tori. I mean, Tori's better. So if he wants to build the strongest team, why would he say he should have said get Nani out of here? He's not. He really doesn't care. Like, he should care more about winning. Then, if that's what he says he is, he should get rid of Nani.
It's all friendships and his own priorities, and whatever he has going on. That he, I don't know, but I feel like it's real crap that he said that about Tori, and I'm glad Amanda called him out because I want Tori to know that. All it was like, Tori, yes, Tori, hate Josh. Don't think Josh is this.
Well, you should text her right now. Then
good for Josh. I just might, but we've got too much to get through. So
all right, let's get into apparently a commercial within a show, which is like the next third of the challenge. Oh my God, Top Gun challenge called Submerged. Now, do you know when the movie Top Gun is going to come out?
I'd like to say something. Now, Top Gun has infiltrated both of my shows, which are The Challenge and The Bachelorette. And I still
they're advertising there too.
Oh, they came on. They did a flight mission. Oh, they did.
Oh my God!
On video. They came on live. That's NBC. You know, they came on for that. The two leads.
Yeah, not MTV.
I still have no idea when the movie's coming out. No desire to see the movie. No idea. I'm like, Tom Cruise. Like, everyone's like Tom Cruise, and I'm like, is it a prequel? Because I'm like, why don't they get like Zac Efron to play like young Tom Cruise? Like, all I started thinking of was better actors to be in it. Anyway, no, I don't know anything about Top Gun.
It's definitely, I don't think it's a prequel because Tom Cruise is in it. So I'm pretty sure it's a way later in life. Tom Cruise is like going to come back and try to teach these new people to be amazing mavericks, like, or that
the
was
next gen.
Movie, but yeah.
Okay.
The next fighter pilot, amazing person, whatever. So, but you know, TJ comes rolling in on that motorcycle just like Tom Cruise did in the movie, the original Top Gun. So really, the T in TJ tonight stands for Tom. So I'm like, okay, whatever about that. But it comes out May 27th, 2022. Holy hell, it's not even like soon.
It must have been pushed. It was probably going to be a holiday release or something, and something happened.
I don't see it can't be COVID at this point. So it's just got to be like there was too many other good movies coming out in November, December, and then, like you said, they pushed it.
That is hilarious, because the other thing, I'm like, they're really not doing a good job promoting it, because usually they'll show clip. Like, I bet it's like scrapped and they're back to editing.
It's not coming out till Memorial Day next summer.
They must have changed it, because usually on The Bachelor too, it'll be like, so now your date is to go see this screening of it. They're like, you'll see it in the future sometime, like a screening. And they talk about it and they show clips and they show the date and they run the trailer. There weren't even commercials for this movie during the show. That's why I'm like, it's weird that they've been on my two favorite shows and I have no idea what this movie's, if Tom Cruise is in it, if it's a prequel, because they've been no trailers. Usually that it's so tied in. That's so funny. I'm glad you pointed that out, because I was like, this is a very poor campaign they're doing.
And usually when TJ says, oh, and if you win the challenge, you're going to get an extra prize. It's usually like, here's $5,000 to split between your team.
Right.
No, you're getting a $20 movie ticket a piece is to see the movie early. It's like, oh yeah, this is when I was on my list to see early. I needed to see Top Gun Mavericks early. Yeah, or Maverick, whatever the hell
it's like throwing a motorcycle.
Yeah, give me something cool. I'm like, okay, I guess I don't have to use my AMC movie pass for this movie, but I already have it, so that was silly.
That is funny, but that explains a lot, because I'm like, they have these people appearing, but then there's no promotion for the movie. Okay, got it.
So on tonight's challenge, you have to find a whopping 25 symbols. Oh my God, I am so over codes and puzzles this season. They just, hey, next episode, you're gonna have to find 350 pieces, little things to put together. I'm like, oh my God, how annoying. Did you like the challenge though? What'd you think?
I did because I mean, I don't know at this point. I almost don't care. It's just about a means to an ends for me. Like,
I
yeah,
agree.
I kind of did because it showed the good teamwork. And I'm sorry now. I'm so sorry for being all over the place. But back to our comments too. I was reading, and thank you for everyone that comments. But people were like, "Didn't they? You used to have to sit out if you like." They were talking about the.
Well, they agree with your premise, and
Right.
also I agree with your premise of
I
having
do too.
uneven teams. Yeah.
I still do. So that's I was happy to read that. I'm like, right, whatever happened to
Well,
like
I wrote it,
sitting out?
Pam. I mean, I wrote it down here. I wrote, how is it fair that 6 people get to find the pieces and only 3 on one team or 4 and 4 on the other teams? It's 2 extra people, and the fact that Emerald lost is amazing.
Oh my God. Okay. So yay. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't care. Sure. It was fine. It looked good. It was a good, it was good that communication was a part of it because
Yeah,
I don't know. Again, I'm like, was exhausted with the mission. I was just excited to see Emerald lose. That's really all. I liked it.
I know. How many slow motion shots did they show of them doing like
A
in their
few.
suits?
Yeah. They looked cool. It must have been hard to swim in those suits. That's the only thing. Yeah. But don't you think it would have been hard to swim like in that flight suit?
Yeah, what was that? They like it was so random that they had to give them like, oh, we're putting you in a jet, so you have to wear what you wear in a jet. It's like, give them their bathing suits. Come on.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was a little much. But whatever. I didn't. It wasn't a bad.
I liked it.
It would
Collect
be really
symbols.
fun.
Josh,
really fun.
LOL. I was just laughing at what a goof Josh is. He's like,
yeah. I wrote down. Oh, Pam's gonna love that Josh clearly struggled tonight.
And then, well, here's the moment when I come to Dan's side about Big T.
Yeah.
Before they go in, she's got her beautiful, 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 this flowing locks. And she's like, yeah, doing the like, we're going to kick butt, go Ruby. And I'm like, oh, fuck, is she going to swim in that? And then, of course, she loses her wig. And I'm like, okay.
And I wrote it down too.
If you're swimming with like, come on. Like, come on.
Here's the other thing. The wig is if she was going to be the person that just kind of stayed on the top, took the pieces in, that's one thing. She was supposedly going to be the person that went underneath the wing to look at the prize, and her wig was going to stay on. Like, I literally wrote down Big T's wig. Why would someone wear a wig in the water? I don't, like, if I'm a dude, right, say it's me, and I have a piece that I wear, like, right up here because I'm getting a little thin up here, which I am, but let's say I wore a piece up here to make me look nice and thick. It's not going to last in the water. I don't care how hard I put that thing on.
No, there's no way, in absolute hell. That's the other thing. I was like, it's one thing to wear it in the like before, but I'm like, you wore it in the water? Come on.
That was, yeah, it made no sense.
There was a girl that worked on a movie with friends of mine, and she was like supposed to be in the production or the set department, art department. And she like kept her purse on all day, and they fired her. They were like, she didn't take her purse down. Like, she was supposed to be like, helping with, and that's what I feel like. Come on, Big T, put your purse down. Like, you expect your team to take you seriously as a competitor when you're wearing a wig?
Well, especially in a water challenge, like, yeah, I get you want to look a certain way, and that's fine. You can.
That's what I'm saying. Do it in the interview, but you're gonna take it off when you're like.
If you're trying to prove that you're like a tough competitor, the wig. Just take if anything that's gonna fall off you, what are you doing?
Furthermore, I would say, even if it was not a wig, even if a girl went with her hair down, I'm like, you can't like do this mission with your I can't do anything with my hair.
That's an excellent point. I mean, I don't have long hair, so I can't relate to either of these things, the wig or the long hair. But yeah, it makes sense. If you have, it's going to be in your face.
Forget the wig flying off. If you don't have your hair in a freaking braid or pulled back during this thing, you can't I don't understand. That's where I'm like, and again, especially if it can remove itself from your head, that's where I'm like, how's your team supposed to really think you're like in this to win it?
Yeah. And my other thing about Big T, I mean, I said I wasn't going to pile on her, but I can't, how do I not say this? I blame the team a little bit too, because how did the team expect her to dive down underneath that thing when we've seen her athletically try to do other things this season that aren't nearly as hard as that? That's pretty
She's
hard
a
to
good
go.
swimmer. Apparently she's a good swimmer. And Ashley was saying that's why I wanted Big T to be the communication person, because
But then why didn't she go down and do it? Because I think
she couldn't do it. She couldn't, apparently, and this is where I will forgive Big T, because they were saying on the Emerald team too that they thought they were all gonna like take a line, and people couldn't. It's hard. Like people couldn't get under there.
Well, I get that it's hard to do something like that, but
But harder than, you know, it's
other
not.
people were okay going down there and looking
Some were
at
and
it,
some
so.
weren't, and they said Big T was not able to do it. She couldn't get down under there to, you know.
Yeah.
So, but again, I do think if she was able to communication, I just feel like, yeah, I want to believe in Big T, but losing your wig during the mission, I don't know. It makes me have a little faith in her desire.
The challenge Shade Room put a post up today from the Duel 2, and it was the challenge where they had a rope for your arms and a rope for your feet, and you had to hold on to it. You kind of climbed out there, and you basically had to shake it and try to get the other person to fall off into some muddy water.
Uh-huh.
Why can't we keep it simple like that? That was so enjoyable to watch. It was so cool, so fun. Like, not tonight wasn't the worst, but like, why can't they throw in some old school? They call them missions now, which they were never called missions before. Why can't they do some old school stuff in now? Why does it have to be such a storyline where you have to do this, do this, do this, do this? Get on a damn rope and get your other opponent off the damn rope before you fall in the water. It was awesome.
It's these stupid cells versus cells versus cells. So you have to have group game. Every game.
Put 3 people and then put 3 people from other cells.
Man, I don't know. I'm on your team. I agree with what you're saying. I really do.
So cool. Like, that's fun. Because then you gotta be like, well, who's gonna be stronger? Who do I put against who? Because there's gonna be a weight discrepancy or a strength discrepancy. It's such a great. You gotta think. I love that stuff.
That's why we like watching. What are they called? Eliminations, because you get to see people work it out. Yes, that's what we like. This whole I don't know. It was just. This wasn't one of the worst, and at least something different happened this week than in the past.
Right. Hey, look, Sapphire wins. I'm wearing my blue. I get you're wearing your blue. Good. We got a win tonight, finally, for the team of the Sapphire. All right. So now we get to the club commercial where they get to talk more about Top Gun, and they're all wearing Top Gun gear at the club. And if you notice, the challenge in the background had like the red, white, and blue around it to show that it was also a challenge Top Gun red, white, and blue. Go back and watch. It's all Top Gun related. What did you think? Okay. So the 4 girls are talking. Here's my first conspiracy of the night. And it's not even one of the big ones. This is not even a big thing, but it's interesting they didn't show it. They show those 4 girls talking. If you remember, it's Tori.
Yes, it's Emerald and Big T.
Okay.
It's Nani, Tori, and Casey, and Big T.
And Amanda's left out. And Amanda's talking to Ashley. And the last time we see Ashley, by the way, we're going to get into that teaser. And Ashley's like, dude, they got to be talking about how they're all going to pick you to go against. You got to go defend yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then Amanda goes over there. And of course, they deny. But the producers never showed us what they were clearly talking about something. So my conspiracy is maybe they really were, but they wanted to make Ashley look bad, like she was going crazy pants in the head.
Wow.
So why didn't the producers show us that? That's my conspiracy, though, that they actually were talking about Amanda and how, let's just throw her in because she's whatever. So that's my conspiracy. What do you think of it? Blah, blah, blah.
I think your conspiracy is correct because Big T, before, when talking to Casey prior to the club, already says she's going to pick Amanda. So I don't know. I think they're just making assurances.
So why wouldn't that have made their way to the club, right? Big T said, hey, look, I think we throw Amanda in. All the green teamers go, yeah, you should do that. We'll do it too. Simple as that. But they don't show it. Why don't they show us stuff?
I wrote that, Amanda, this fight is the highlight. Like, this is the happiest I've been in the entire season of drama. Like, that fight with all of them, because we get to see the characters we know. I forgot Nani had fire. She's been so freaking boring. Right. She's like, I'm a nice person, but don't, And I was like, oh God, right. Nani has a personality.
And here's the best part. Ready?
Sucks the life out of her. It hasn't given her more personality. It's like,
So there you go. On to
It's
that.
like now she doesn't have one either. So Amanda comes. Amanda is a crazy hothead. I definitely would be friends with Team Tori, Nani, Casey, 1,000,000% in real life. Amanda comes in crazy. She is coming in. She's not wrong, but they're like, sit down like a normal fucking person. Like they're all normal. And she's like, bruh, I know what you're doing, bruh. And they're like, whoa, just like take it from the top. Be a person. Like you're talking, you're getting yourself heated up. You're saying you want to come here. Obviously, we don't want that. Nothing's mysterious at this point. It's not like Amanda's so much smarter. Big T is an idiot. Sorry, no offense on Big T, but
You're really flipping.
I am, because Big T, you want to win. Kick the only good girl off the team you're going to join. So get rid of Emmy on Sapphire. Now she's the vet pet or whatever. What is she?
Well, technically at that point,
would you
Ashley was still there at that time. Ashley was still there at that time. But later on, then yes, she would have had to kick off Emmy and
still,
right.
Still, like Amanda, sorry, I'm all over the place. But at this point, so it's like, so you want to join a team where you kick off the only good girl, and it's you. Like it takes. Have they not learned anything from Emerald? That team is winning because of those girls, not because of the guys they have. The guys are fine. They're adequate.
Plus, if Emerald was a little more vocal, if Sapphire was a little more vocal, Big T, you would know they don't want you to come to them.
They did. He said, I mean, I was like, this is.
I know. He was trying to be nice, though.
No, he wasn't, though. She was like, well, I don't want to go on Emerald because I don't want to upset them. And he's like, but you're okay upsetting us? Like, that's how much.
Okay, fair. Yeah. So I guess, sorry, Logan was being nice about it.
He was trying to.
Yes.
Logan was, yeah. I mean, episode. Thank God. I mean, I just feel like they literally waited until this episode to have anything happen, and thank God it did. But it's like it's been so dull that I was like, wait a second,
I gotta jump back because there's so much going on.
Sorry.
So this is episode 14, by the way, when we're saying finally shit is happening.
Okay.
I gotta jump back to that fight in the club. Okay. Casey, for all these Casey people that want to stand up for Casey and say she's a great component to this show. Casey finally gets a one-on-one fight with Amanda, right? Like Amanda calls Casey out and says, I'll throw you in. Casey says, yeah, throw me in. And then Casey says nothing else, and Nani jumps in and has to defend her. Casey still says nothing, and she's called out. Casey, give us something there. Get to that next level. Like you were about to say something. Yes, call me in. That's all she says. And then Nani jumps in and it's over and you don't get to hear from Casey as always. So
I don't mind. Okay, this is where I like now I don't even know why it's become Casey and Josh are both ruining the show, but Casey at least is good. There's room for a few good competitors with good personalities that are just low key. Everyone doesn't have to be Amanda.
Fair enough.
It's like, I don't mind Casey being a Casey. At least she's good. With Josh, at least, though, I'm like, he's not good and no storyline works for him. So, like, what are we doing here?
Let me ask you a question about Casey. So there's been 14 episodes. There's plenty of stuff for us to watch on these challenges for her to be good at. What do you remember her doing that was good? What did she excel at this season? Like, what was like her mission? Like, wow, she kicked that mission's ass. I can't think of anything. That's my point with her too. Like, yeah, she's a great competitor, but I don't remember what she does.
She won. Her and Logan, when they were partners, won a lot.
Don't remember.
No, never. Oh, you don't remember?
No, I don't remember. Yeah. They may have.
Sense. So on Big Brother, where they got to show more person, which I did watch, Josh and her were not on the same season. So it's, again, they weren't friends. Like, it's not like they're friends.
Right.
Bonded in a house together for 3 months. They were not on the same season. Her and Fessy were on the same season. And they were not friends. Anyway, all I will say about Casey is that she does have a cool personality. She's a cool, down-to-earth girl. There's nothing. It's not full of... It was cool when it worked in a complementary with other people and a certain thing. And she's good at this stuff, but no, she's not super dramatic. Her cool, laid back personality is fine. I don't know if it, I don't know. Again, I like Casey well enough, but like to have a one of the first, I mean, I don't know, to have nothing. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. And as we know, I'm very passionate about this show. I am going to go so far, though, as to blame the producers and the editors for stupid pickings of stories and not focusing on any soap operatic stuff, as John Murray said. They're cutting all of that out. Who knows? They might be adorable. They might be having the best. We're not getting to see any of it, so I don't know. We're getting to see Josh's rise to power in the challenge. I mean, literally, that's what it feels like this episode is this season has been. Josh's arc from being the goof to actually having power now, but still no one knows why, and I do not get it.
Yep, all about Josh now.
Yep.
Who else are they going to rely on for a storyline? I don't know. They got to go with Josh.
They could rely on a lot of other people. I bet, like, I'd rather have Tori and Emmanuel be the focus of. They're at least amusing. I'd rather have why Big T chose to wear a wig in the pool.
Think about Emmanuel. They haven't gone to storyline with Emmanuel. The only thing he's got is Tori. He had Michelle before that, but like, I don't know if they clearly don't have enough to go to anybody else for storylines, or they would. They'd mix it up.
I don't know. I don't know if this is their tact, if they're trying to be. I truly don't know, because then even if you're going to do that, then we've got this winning team with 2 couples on it, and we don't get any pillow talk, not even romantic, but team building pillow talk from them. We're getting no storyline about anyone except
Josh and whoever is involved with Josh.
Right.
Amanda's giving us some stuff too. It's just her and Josh are overlapping.
Chewing right. It out of. They're not making it easy. Amanda's really bringing it every second, and like
So nominations happens next, and this is the first time that we do not see Ashley. I think we should just discuss all the Ashley stuff right now. I don't want to wait. TJ tells us at the beginning of the elimination that Ashley was DQ'd for breaking the rules. And now he doesn't tell us what it is. Also, the producers decide to not show us the incident, which I'm sure they have on tape somewhere in the MTV vault.
Of course.
So that's a huge disappointment. And you and I both looked it up. We both came to the same conclusion. The first thing I read was that she got into an altercation with Josh. She had an argument with Josh. Those are the first 2 things I heard. Then I was like, well, what did she say? And I went and I found the thing that you had found, and she called him gay. Whether he is gay or he's not gay, he says he's not gay, I believe, in just in general, but she said that he was gay, so she called him out. So whether he is gay or he's not gay, that's not the point, but she said you're gay, or however she said it, and then she got kicked off for that reason. And then MTV felt that it wasn't appropriate to show that, even though I think it could have been a learning experience for people to stop being an asshole, or whatever you want to call it, or for people not to use that, to throw it out there like that. But anyways, whatever. What do you want to say about it?
I mean, all I can guess is that, I'm going to tell it to you as it unfolded for me too, from MTV. So
this is Instagram?
Yeah.
What's the handle? MTVT?
MTVT page.
Oh, it actually says those words. That's the exact name.
MTVT page.
I don't follow that one.
So it says, from a reliable source, Ashley got into an argument with Josh in the duration of this episode. So this is after the club, I'm taking it. And she yelled, "Shut up, Josh. Everyone knows you're gay."
Wow.
Josh, Devin, and Logan went to production saying that they found it offensive, and she was sent home. And I wrote, "Oh, it's bullshit that they're editing it out." And she said, "I'm not exactly sure what the argument was about. I know Josh was yelling at her and being dramatic as usual." Ashley said and then I guess production thought it was worse than other things Ashley said. And I know Josh cried after that. I wrote, "Oh boy, well, Josh is a theory if you can't beat it." Okay, so I just thought it's very strange. And then Game Review, who's another person, it's like,
yeah, I know that handle.
Said she didn't even call him a F8, a slang, a derogatory term. All she said was, "Everyone knows you're gay," and then kept on. And then Devin's performative ass, this is what Game Review says, Devin's performative ass and Logan went and complained to production that they were offended. Again,
so I'm confused. So do you think that if they didn't complain to production, they would have kept all this in and we would have seen it? Who the hell knows?
I don't know, but first of all, and I really do think that this is serious, because then I discussed it with MTVT. I'm not about outing anyone to the point where I didn't know if we were going to discuss what Ashley said.
I think if it's a rumor
don't
that's out there, we're not saying that it definitely happened. It's a rumor that people are writing about, so we should talk about it.
It's a rumor, but
they're never going to confirm it unless one of the other challengers confirms it.
Well, all I'm saying is what they're probably planning a fucking after-school special around it. I'm not even kidding, where Josh comes out with his producer boyfriend or something. Because I'm telling you, I don't know how he's so protected. Why everyone that offends him, whether it's the rules, she broke the rules. Questionable shrouding it in mystery like this is only going to make it blow up more. Like, I don't even understand. To me, it just seems strange. I don't know if it's wrong or right because we didn't see it. I don't know if there was, I don't know what to say. It just seems very weird to me that calling someone gay is offensive, like to that level. I understand if you're outing them, but then cut that part, show an argument.
If she said it, if she said everyone knows you're gay, okay, so she is technically saying in a negative light, or she is calling him out.
Sexual, he's private about it. If he is indeed gay, we have no idea.
Sexual orientation is a very sexual orientation is a very hot topic right now. You cannot say if you're straight, you can say that doesn't matter. But if you're any of the other ones, you're not allowed to, like, you can't call someone out like that. But like, here's what I don't like: you can call a girl a bitch 100 times a day on the show, and there's no way there's going to be a repercussion for that, will there? Will you get kicked off the show saying, "Man, Amanda, you're acting like a bitch tonight"?
No, of course not. But right. I don't think, again, if she's sexual orientation is private, but is it a rule to not? I feel like they could have edited it out. I don't think Ashley needed to go home. Did Josh think Ashley? I don't know because we didn't see it. Again, it's very
right. That's why this is crap. So we can't even make our own.
As a viewer.
We're blowing this up. We don't even know how it went down. We're just reading what we're reading. So do I think
it's fair for them not to show it if Josh is okay? I think
they need to show us. I think they need to show us stuff like this. You could call it a learning experience, you can call it whatever, but put it out there that people still talk like this and people do these things instead of sweeping it under the rug. MTV is supposed to be these woke people. Are they being woke by not saying it, or they be woke by letting us see the stuff?
It's funny because talking to MTV T-Page felt the same way you did. I 100% think Josh is gay and that it's outing someone and it's horrible and you shouldn't do it and you should go home if you're outing someone, but we don't know what. So that's like, we don't know. Because in that regard, I'm saying, yes, that is super offensive to out someone on TV, but then take it out of TV, because in that context, then it's already the cat's out of the proverbial bag. Whoever saw it then, if he wants to be private, and again, I'm coming at it with the assumption, which could be totally wrong, that he is gay, and that's because if not, it's like, it also doesn't matter. My point is, you can't, MTV, what do you think this is? Like, you can't just cut out a hunk of Ashley's no longer here. Like,
they can't cut it out and expect us to not. They can't cut it out and expect us to not go down a rabbit hole to find the answer. So why even cut it out? Like,
which ultimately makes it worse, I think. If Josh was trying to keep this under wraps, them cutting it all out is not helpful. It causes for so much more speculation.
Look, if
when you agree to be on reality TV, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I think part of me feels like even everybody, whether they're on TV or not, deserves their dignity, blah, blah, blah. However, when you say, yes, I am opening myself, I'm putting myself in this situation where come what may, I'm sure other people have been deeply humiliated in certain ways. Then to some extent, I don't know how to feel about it, but I think it's weird that they just scratched it.
Yeah, I mean, if Josh was out and proud, there's no way they don't show this. I just think it's a privacy matter where if he really is gay, which we don't know, then MTV wants him to already be dating someone that's already date a guy or whatever, because I don't think he's ever dated a guy. We haven't ever seen that in a public setting. So no one knows. Everyone at this point you assume straight until you're not. Does that make sense? Like, it's the whole you're innocent until proven guilty, whatever you want to call it.
But where also I feel like if they're all there and they there's a difference between family. Like if they're there and he's gay and in a I mean, now I'm taking it to another level where he's like dating it's like, if you really, then I feel like it's shitty to be, I don't know, because we didn't see it. So I don't know.
It's a hot topic. People, tell us in the comment section below what you think, what you know. Please tell us if we don't have the whole story, because we're just grasping at straws here as well, trying to have an honest discussion about what the MTV producers don't want to show us. It's like,
well, it's very, and then In Touch, or one of those stupid things that does stuff, was like Answer-ish. And it just, Ashley tweeted tonight, I guess, like, well, thank you. I broke the rules and I had to go home. See you next time.
So Ashley
like,
won't even talk about it either?
She hasn't yet, but it's like, I just don't understand. I guess my bottom line, and sorry, thank you, dear viewers, for we're this is real time. We just saw this episode and just learned why. I feel like it's just bizarre that they think they can, at least D, we didn't know. Ashley, we know Ashley, she's a 2-time champ. She's been in 14 seasons. You can't just have her not show up in episode and act like abracadabra and just have everybody
yeah, the only thing they said was that she was
broke the rules.
She broke the rules. But like, what kind of reality show do you want to watch where they kind of leave you blurry? Like, I don't know why that person's no longer with us. We want answers. It just sucks that we have to go look it up.
Arbitrary who they're allowing to be offended on TV and who they're not. Like, they lost, I'm sorry, all their integrity with me as a show. If you're gonna, that's cut out for the privacy and dignity of Josh or something. But Leroy had to go through a public racist episode, and a lot of people have to go through public things that then they fight about, and it gets them sent home. Like, you're gonna just,
I'm telling you, it's because it's this, well, first of all, it's like you're woke, everyone's woke, but now it's like, how woke are we gonna be? Well, we're not even gonna discuss what happened tonight.
You can't pick and choose that you can be. If you're going to show it, I get that it's a TV show and they're going to pick and choose, but you're going to send someone home for an offense.
I just think it's like,
let it be. It's just very weird.
I think it's important to have conversations, and instead of us being able to have the exact conversation, we're like, okay, we saw what happened. Now we're going to discuss how we feel about it. Everyone's going to have to come to their own conclusions about it individually without actually all being able to look at the same piece of evidence and say how they feel.
No, the show has decided we don't need to know that. We're just going to cut
that. I think that's our conclusion with it then. That's what we're disappointed
by. Right.
By.
It's like, well, we feel like we kind of do, since you're laying so hard on this character, Josh. If someone actually did something to him, I don't know, but I think it's really strange. And the only thing I can think of, and I hate to say it, but MTV, opportunistic, is going to do some Josh coming out special. I'm not even kidding. Wow. And that's the only thing that would make it, and that he wanted to run it with him and Nani and win for gay. Like, I honestly, I can't otherwise think of why he wants to sacrifice Tori. It's like we'd be the first gay winning team from, it's like, I don't know, something it's going to mean a lot. Like, this would be a shown, discussed thing if it was racist or sexist or something else. I don't understand why
they would have shown us
really is being protected by his friend.
Well, ever since the D treatment, I mean, I think that this is how they're gonna operate now, where they're gonna, if someone isn't being woke on their show, they're gonna try to sweep it under the rug instead of letting the world see how people act under certain situations and let us all have a conversation about what we actually all got to see.
Also, as again, it's personal, it's everything, but it's like
you put yourself on reality TV in front of the world. It's not like well, and then social media is a whole nother thing too, but getting called out on social media. Yeah, this world is going crazy, and we're all just trying to figure it out and survive it and figure out what to do.
Denounced D. They're not denouncing Ashley. They're not going to not have Ashley as a part of the show anymore.
Well, again, I don't know. They might not.
No, I don't think so. Because what they're going to say, she did something bad. we won't tell what. Ashley broke a rule. We are cutting ties with her. That's the dumbest thing ever. You can't. D, they denounced because D is not a value commodity to them. Ashley is. And is it even derogatory, or in what situation is it derogatory? How is that a rule? None of this is black and white.
And they're going to be picky and choosy, which is interesting to me too. It's like either let them all stay or let them all go. Like, is Emmy coming back for her escapades? Is Ashley going to come back for her escapades? Like, what Emmy did to me is just as bad as what D did. So
what Ashley allegedly did, if it's allegedly true, isn't bad. It's saying stop being a liar. We all know you're gay. I mean, that's how I'm
still. There's something, but there's a thing about calling someone out in this society that it's like, especially with sexual orientation, like fat shaming. No, like you can't fat shame anymore. I know you get it. Fat shaming, you can't fat shame. Like you can't.
You shouldn't anything shame, but it's like,
I understand, but
if that is sort of an open secret amongst them, I guess that's where I feel like it's like, we all know. It's like, is she really calling him out, or is she just saying like, enough already? I don't know.
I know it's a fine line, and we don't even know if it happened, Pam. All right, let's move on, because people are going to be like, why do you talk about it so much when you don't even know what happened?
But it does make a lot of sense. It's funny because now my conspiracy is going wild that Josh is close with someone that's protecting him. And I don't think that the said producer that's protecting him even feels that they're doing, but it just definitely tracks for me. I'm sorry. It does.
Well, hey, someone wrote it in the comments section, so it could be true. We don't know. So in nominations, they all pick Amanda. It was either going to be Amanda or Big T. There's no surprises here, because CT's on that Emerald team and he was on that Sapphire team. And CT is not about throwing in Emerald. He wants to, because they've helped him out in the past, and everyone on Sapphire is going to jump in with CT, so no one's going to go against Uncle CT. So they get Amanda in there. And what else? I mean, do we want to just talk about the let's get to the vault escape, which is Amanda, and then she chooses Big T. I mean, that's pretty.
Which is the only anticlimactic, but smart for her. That was a strength thing.
Very smart for her. I think she would have had an issue with any of those other girls for sure. I think she could have beat Nani. I think Nani would have got tired. But other than that, I think it would have been
toss up.
I think that's a toss up, correct?
But we know Big T doesn't have arm strength.
No.
So I think that was the right move for her. I just want to go back to Tori. Like, I felt my stomach was sinking. I felt so bad for Tori. That's why I was like, yeah, Tori, hate Josh. Josh, again, thinks he's something big. And Tori, I think, is like the heart and soul. Oh, we forgot her funny line.
Yeah, her funny line happened during the challenge of the episode. She said, what?
They're having intercourse with the other half. She's like, we're very close.
We're a close team. We're all having sex with each other. Yeah.
It was really funny because
they all laugh for sure.
It did make me laugh. Tori's the best. Tori brings so much to this boring ass season. She still stands out as having a personality. Yeah. I mean, I just love her. Even people that do have personalities, like CT has hardly gotten to, other than his gaming. Nani, I don't know. This season is not, I do not care for the way it's produced. I don't think it's good. I don't like the structure of it. I'm pretty down on it. It seems like they're making up.
It's everyone. There's no way people are like, wow, this is must see TV. There's no way that there's a new challenge fan that came in this season and said, this is my new favorite show. It's all of us old people and, mid-20s or something that have been watching it for 10 years. Or
right, like little glimpses we get of Devin's personality and Tori's, they have to create by making side comments. The show is not lending itself to any... There's no interactions.
Well, get ready for All Stars season 2 tomorrow night that we're going to cover on Patreon, because we're excited to see that for damn sure, because we're going to see some old school personalities and we know they're going to show us flashbacks, which I love. Patreon.com/The Challenge Aftershow.
I'm about to fall into an existential crisis, but I was really happy that Tori showed some personality. I felt bad for her in that feeling. It's like a punch to the gut. And she was like, I feel horrible, and I felt bad for her, and she was played by Josh. He did say, I want to run it with Nani and Casey, so therefore it's Tori, but we never had that conversation.
Amanda's also apparently friends with Nani and Casey, supposedly, but she's obviously more friends with them than she is with Tori, so that's another reason.
Dislikes Tori. I don't think Tori cares about her one way or the other.
I know, I agree.
But that is really shitty to feel like you're, you know what I mean? To feel like this team.
Oh,
that you
for
were
sure. No,
like,
100%. Especially Josh was sitting right next to her during nominations.
I want to run my final with. It's like,
Can we throw a conspiracy in there that the producers said, "Hey, Josh, we need you to sit next to Tori during nominations, so that when we know some tension will happen, you're right next to each other." I love that Amanda called them out though during nominations too when she said she
yeah,
wouldn't earlier in the day or whatever. That was great. I mean, Amanda's bringing it this
I
season.
love Amanda. She's the only spark in,
And then she performed very well in the Vault Escape elimination. She did great. She dominated Big T. Big T kept it. I mean, I knew she wasn't going to finish strong. I guess that brings me to my next point of how do you feel about her being allowed to stay?
stupid.
I wrote this down before I saw her leave, right? And I wrote down, please let this be the last of Big T. 5 seconds later, my next sentence, fuck this.
Oh,
Big
boy.
T should be gone. Yeah, I can't.
Oh boy.
I'm very upset that she is going to be back. What's going to happen now is we're going to get another shitty elimination with her losing yet again. It's going to be not must watch TV. And so it just upsets me. Like I saw you lose like crap, and now I'm gonna have to watch this again in another episode where I know you're not going to perform well. Like that sucks. I know I have to see another crappy elimination.
And it's just bullshit because I guess at least now you've got Tori, Emmy, some even girls, but at this point it's coming down to the girls.
You would have still okay. So TJ said there wouldn't have been enough girls on one of the teams. I guess he's referring to Ruby, but Ruby still would have had Tori. It would have been Tori, Nelson, and Kyle. That's still one girl. That's enough.
It would have been 2 teams of 3 against a team of 6. So it's like just combine. I'm sick.
Well, no, I think Sapphire now has right. Sapphire only has CT, Logan, and Emmy. So yeah, why can't they just have one girl? Why do they have to?
Right, get rid of Big T and make a team, 2 teams of 6.
Two teams of 3, and then the team of 5 is what would have been left if Big T went home.
Well, also, it's so annoying.
You want to have the 2 teams of 3 join together and be a team of 6.
Yes,
I get it.
or something, and then I don't know. I honestly,
I think this is what we're going to see until the finals, and I think they're going to do this as a team during the finals. And then, yeah, I do. I mean, I don't have any spoilers, so it's 100% a guess, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Tell us in the comments below if you think Big T should have gone home, or are you super excited to see her do awesome in another challenge and elimination?
When is the freaking final? Like,
it won't be. Well, look,
episodes.
So we usually get 18 to 20, so we're looking at least like 2. I'd say 2 more episodes than maybe a final episode 17 and 18.
Every week since these cells started, I've been ready for them to end. And every week after the elimination, I'm like, when's TJ gonna say, okay, guys, now we're gonna, like, I just can't believe this is going on. It's been so horrible. And now it's less horrible, but it's like still. It's telling you, so bad.
In the comment section about maybe 2 weeks ago, I wrote that Corey winning and infiltrating Emerald and purposely losing would have saved the season. I'm telling you, people made fun of it, but I think it would have done something better than what we're seeing now. But at least Amanda broke up Emerald a little bit, so that's kind of okay. But
thank God, at least they lost, and at least they're not that stupid unit, because it was this weird. The other thing is, like, they're not even a great team. It's like they're not that great for sure. Sapphire with Emmy.
Well, we've also made the argument that they should have been DQ'd at one time, and that it wasn't fair during the football one because Emerald had too many people. So the reason that they went 4-0, but to me it was like a 2-2. I think they should have only have gone 2-2 in those 4 wins. Absolutely, they didn't deserve to win a cup. They should have been disqualified in that last one. We both felt that way. But
no, and we do see people's true colors, like Devin becoming so, he's so happy and cool when he's winning, but.
Yeah, him during nominations tonight was interesting. I thought his reasoning was a load of crock. And I'm usually a big fan of Devin, but lately I'm so against Team Emerald though, just because they have Big Brother there. That it's hard for me to like Devin. Like I don't even know who I'm rooting for anymore either, Pam. I've totally given up on rooting for a team. At first I was like, okay, maybe I can root for Ruby now because Big T's gone. Then boom, she's back on the team. Like, oh God. So.
Oh, I'm Sapphire all the way. But
yeah, the only reason, again, I told you I'm against Sapphire. CT's won enough. I love CT, but like someone else needs to win. But I don't. Not with that said, though, I'll take CT winning over Josh. So that's a whole nother.
yeah.
Thing.
The other thing is, it was this sort of Emerald was this sort of perfect storm where everyone, I think, because of the girls being strong, having the only team with strong girls, basically more than one strong girl, having Tori and Casey is what made the Emerald team good, and then all the guys could sort of float by in a group. So I think the craziness that we're seeing Josh and Devin go through right now is because both of them know they're never gonna this is the closest they're ever gonna get, and it was that unity. It was Tori. That's why I'm like, Josh, you're a dumbass. You might want to run your final with your girl Casey.
Well, and I 100% agree. He should have. I know he doesn't want to say Nani's name because he's friends with her, but if you had to give Amanda a name,
combination of Tori and Casey. Remember in the vignettes they were fighting. It's like, who's stronger? Yeah, they're both the two strongest girls in the house. You could maybe throw some Emmy in there. Ashley has some smarts, but on a team, that's why Emerald was dominating.
Yeah,
not because and Devin's brains, as a team, it worked well.
Right, now now you lost a very strong competitor in Tori, and we'll have to see how Emerald does moving forward. But yeah, I definitely think Sapphire, especially. I know it's. I think a final is going to be. I think it's going to be a little rough trying to get through these next challenges with less people. I get that, whatever. But a final with 3 people versus having to carry those 2 extra, bums around. It's going to be so much easier with 3. Plus, your 3 are CT, Logan, and Emmy. I mean, we know they came to play. If Emmy shows any weakness, she's going to just look at Uncle CT and say, I can do better, CT, I promise. Like she'll try hard to not let him down.
I'd like to see Tori on Sapphire, and then I'm happy, honestly, with that team winning, even if I don't particularly.
You're gonna have to hope that Sapphire. No, I guess Sapphire doesn't have to lose.
Listen, another fail on MTV's this season's execution is I don't give a shit about any of the rookies. I kind of like Logan because he's good at things. I kind of don't like Emmy because apparently she's a dick. But like, I don't know. I don't care either way. I still like CT and Tori better than I dislike both of anyone else.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like,
and yeah, the producers.
Like Emmanuel seems fun. I don't know. None of them have said more than 5 words.
Producers bringing all these rookies, hoping that we're going to cling on to them and say, yes, we love this person. Could care less about any of them. I mean, I guess, what's his face? See, I don't even remember their names. The kid with the longer hair, the little short, stumpy dude from The Circle.
Ed.
Ed was pretty cool.
Him. Because I got to know him on another show.
See, there's a whole lot.
That's the only reason I like him. It's the only reason I like Casey, and she's considered a vet at this point. The woman has not said 3 words.
Which brings me back to what MTV needs to do. You need to have another Are You the One season, another Real World season. And I'm talking not with people from other shows. I'm talking people with who cares if they have 500 followers? They'll get more on your show. I don't need if you have good people will come to watch. They don't need to have 50,000 subscribers. So I'm sorry. I don't know how many subscribers Casey has, but I can't stand that she's here.
I don't care. And again, MTV, hire a scout, a casting director to drive cross country and go hang out in some random towns. I bet you're going to find some amazing characters that we'd love to watch a lot more than, someone from Survivor, whatever, that has a gazillion followers. Let us start to like them, then put them in the challenge.
100%, because what's the Real World House and Are You the One all about? It's about drama. It's about hookups. It's about living in tight spaces, but you don't have to do a competing challenge. Are You the One try to do those competing challenges, but they're always just dating related.
It's like put an egg in her boobs. It's like hold your boobs to
serve her breakfast in bed. It's like, oh God, enough. Just put them in a house and let them fight a little bit and let them try to hook up and let them see if they have connections. That's all I want to watch.
I love Are You the One. Yeah, but they win for money too. I do like when they start getting mad at each other. You're not a match. So stop.
We only have 4 weeks left. We're just blew 6 weeks. And we haven't had any matches. So good. Yeah. I wish why don't they have another season of Are You the One? What the hell's going on with that? That's a great show.
It is a great show.
Great for
I don't know. And again, listen, this is my question. are there young new fans? Is this working? Is MTV hooking on like 18-year-olds? Are they like, oh, that Emmy from Romania, I need to do for her?
In the comment section below, tell us your age and how long you've been watching the challenge. And if you are a first timer to the challenge, tell us why you love this season.
Right. Like, I wonder if I could get my nephew, who's 17, interested because there's like a cool girl from, you know, Yugoslavia on it. Like, I don't think that that's such a big draw.
I don't hang out with a lot of 18-year-olds, so I don't know if they're watching the damn show, but I just have a feeling that these are like, it's us. It's 30-somethings that are just hanging on and hoping that next season it'll get better.
Gosh, guys, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hashtag, what's your hashtag, B-Pam?
No, Joshy, no cry. I don't know. Let's see.
Hashtag. Yep. Hashtag.
Nothing. Yeah.
I've just hashtag when's the final?
Yeah. Hashtag when's the final. hashtag it gets better. I mean, like, I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
well, we do have something to look forward to.
Yeah, and that is us covering All Stars Season 2 on Patreon.
Us watching All Stars Season 2. Thank goodness. We've got something fun to watch.
They got some good names back. I'm super excited about it. Super excited to see Brad. He's got that long beard now. He's losing hair here and gaining it here. That's what we like to do as guys that are going a little bald, like myself here. That's
what my husband has done.
Right. That's what we do. We want to have hair somewhere. We want to have it at least be the same amount of hair, just on a different part of our body.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, hashtag Patreon, hashtag The Challenge After Show, hashtag patreon.com/The Challenge After Show. There's a link in our comment section or our bio that you can click on and just go right over to it and check us out over on Patreon for the All-Stars.
Thank you, guys.
And we're also going to be here too next week for episode 15. And like we said, when's the final? We're ready for it.
Maybe something will happen.
And also, please tell us if you know anything more about the Ashley situation. Tell us your feelings on the Ashley situation. Should she have been kicked off the show for this? I think a lot of people are going to be yes, she should be. But at the same time, what did she even say? Because until we know what she really said, it's hard for us to decide whether she should be on this show or not. But I think people have said a lot of really bad things on this show and gotten to stay. But sexual orientation, calling someone out, people have an issue with it, and people are going to say you're not woke enough if you don't believe that she should have gone home for saying something like that. So, but she won't. We got to find out Ashley's comments too, please. We got to do some research. I'm very excited to find out more on the situation for sure.
So I have a question. This is actually a poignant question. Is it because of revealing private information? That's how I'm taking it. Or is it because it's rude to say, or is it because it's not woke to say, we all know you're gay? Like, I don't think that's a big deal, but it's because
they haven't, you're assuming. It's the assuming thing. You don't know someone. Josh has never said he's gay. And that's as far as we know. And I think everyone else knows out there.
What if the bombshell was, hey, guess what? We know you cheated on someone. Like, do you get sent home for that? Because it's horribly humiliating information that you don't want revealed on TV.
Right. For example,
your life.
For example,
that's what I'm saying.
Pauly didn't get sent home for blatantly lying to Brad that time, saying that Brittany was hooking up with Chuck in the Redemption House. That was a pure lie. But he accused someone of cheating. Should he go home for calling someone out?
Bananas really did call Cara out for cheating to Abram, and it blew up her relationship and her life and like the season. It's like, well, that's sensitive information too.
Correct.
If that's wait a second, I didn't sign up to have people know that.
If Bananas had called her out for hooking up with a girl and cheating on Abram, would then she have,
to me, that doesn't make the issue is it because it's sensitive information, or is it because you're not? I don't think Ashley was accusing him of being gay. I think she was.
Well, she kind of was, though.
I think she was accusing him of being untruthful. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's the same as.
Look, hey, I think our comment section's going to blow up this week, and I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
Thanks, guys. We can't wait to hear what you have to say.
People are gonna say such mean things that I am just ready for it.
You know what? And again, God, overall apology. This is in real time. I don't know what to think, and I don't know what we heard and saw. And I hope
We're just
genuinely hope
commenting
you
on
have
something, and people can get mad as they want. It's fine. Oh my,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. We're gonna get through this together.
But
I don't think that if we get canceled for this, and we're gonna lose our 750 followers, I think we're gonna get through. I think we're gonna be all right.
We'll never leave you guys.
Anyways, all right. Thank you guys for
Okay.
joining us. We'll see you for
Bye.
next week, episode 15, and have a great
And
week.
Patreon of All Stars.
Well, yeah, check us out for All Stars. We'll see you in the comments section. Bye.